Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie, and I'm a full-time trader in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just the way that I see the market. If you're not following me on Instagram, please consider it. It is where I'm going to announce very soon the pre-sale for my course. My course is way more than Elliott Wave. It is an entire system that takes you from beginning to end to give you the tools that you need to become a professional trader. All right, let's get started. As you can see on Sol, we have a 5-wave move. If we're going to assume that this is going to hold for a 4th and we're going to push up for the 5th, we would have to say that this little area right here is a 1 and a 2. So that we can call this a main 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's perfectly fine to do that, but that's what we will have to do. Okay. If the market breaks the 4th wave territory, doesn't give us the 5th wave to the upside, then most likely the 1 started here. I can't say for sure which one it is. We're going to have to wait and see. Can we hold this sub-degree 4th and push up for a 5th? Let's talk about it. Now, when I was looking at Sol this morning, I noticed something very important. And I'm going to try to explain this in the most easiest way that I can. When I was looking at it, I wanted to call this a 3-wave W, a 3-wave X, and a 3-wave Y, which would make a W wave. Okay? That would be a 3-wave move. Then I wanted to say that this whole move was the X wave. 3 waves. Okay? Here's the problem, and this is where it comes in. If we're going to say that this is a W and an X, hitting the 0.5 is completely fine. But we need to say that this is A, B, C to make this 3 for a Y, and we absolutely cannot break this area. Okay? Why is that? Well, a WXY, the X can hit any fib extension it wants. But it means that we need 3 waves here. And a Y wave should not take out the 1.382. And if this is a C wave, it should not take out the 2.236. So we have to hold one more rollover. Or it needs to climb high and create an A, B, C. Something like that. This has to be 3 waves, however it wants to do it. And it cannot break this 1.382 at $28. Why does that have to be? Because if we're calling this a 3, okay, we cannot call this a 5-wave move at all. We can't say that this is 5, even if it wants to stop here. Even if we want to say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can't have a 5-wave move there. Okay, why? Because if this is A, and this is B, and this is going to be C, everything you read in books and on the internet wants the B wave to come 90% of the A, because this would be a 335 flat. If you notice, this potential B wave only came to the 0.5 extension. In my system, I allow the 618 after a lot of back testing in crypto, but it didn't even hit the 618. So we cannot call this wave to the upside a B. We have to call it an X. If we're going to assume that this is 3, 3, 3, we can't have 5 here. So what does that mean? It means that if we want it to stop at this prior fourth wave territory, that we need it to hold this green box. What does it mean if it doesn't? If we roll over and don't hold, okay, or we don't push up correctively and make some type of B wave that comes back down and holds this level, it means it's the alternate count, okay, and that it's this diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Completely valid. It's all threes. It means this was a pullback, and this is a 1, and this is a 2. And unfortunately, we're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. We'll kick up for a fourth and a fifth to the downside. But it's extremely bearish, because it means what starts with 5 must end with 5. We will get a rally, and then probably 5 more. It will be a long bear market. This will be a 1, and we'll be calling this a 2. Okay, unfortunately. All right. If you didn't understand that, it applies to Bitcoin. All right. In my prior video, I went over this entire count, and I talked about the only two things in Elliott Wave that can overlap, meaning that if we come into this 20K bull run, the only two things that can overlap is 3s and 4s and 1s and 2s. I went in depth into it in my prior video. If you didn't watch it, watch it, okay? All right. We've got these channels. We've got the acceleration channel in white. We have the base channel in blue. If we want this to be a fourth wave, I want to see it hold this base channel. And we're going to get into why. We can debate about this fourth wave all day long, and we still won't come to a solid conclusion. Yes, this is a deep 2, and it was long. This is a shallow 4, and it was short. It looks beautiful the way that I have it. But it doesn't mean that this 4 isn't over here and we're going to hold, and that we're going to push up for a 5. That can happen. But I want to see it hold this base channel. Or if it breaks it, we know that we cannot come into the 1. And there's a lot of things lining up here that it really needs to hold this one more rollover in this base channel. Okay. Let's talk about the count. This is the count that I want to see happen. I talked about this in my prior video. Okay. This would assume that we have 3 waves for W, 3 waves for X, 3 waves for Y for the brown fib. then 3 waves for yellow W, 3 waves for yellow X, ABC for yellow Y. ABC in white, the deepest it can come, just like Seoul, is this 2.236. And look at the line up here. Doesn't get any more beautiful than that. Okay. The 382 is pulling from 2 to 3 for a fourth wave territory. Every single one is lining up on this little support area. And, whoops, wrong thing. Sorry about that. The base channel is coming in right there, along with the 200 weekly moving average. Is moving up slowly to it. A lot of confluence there. Confluence. Not really support. The only support we really have is this little area right here. And really, to be honest, a higher degree fourth shouldn't break a prior degree fourth area. But I will allow it as long as we stay out of our one. And I'm really hoping for one more rollover and we go. Because we have potential daily divergence that will produce a reversal here. Okay, this would come down and we'd have this reversal divergence. On a daily time frame, that's pretty significant, and it will be on all the time frames down. So there's a good chance, and hopefully, that this count happens. Okay, what if it doesn't? Well, if it doesn't, then unfortunately, we are in this count. Why? Because this cannot be called a B wave. It only hit, whoops, the 0.5. So it can only be an X or a 2. Okay. If we roll over and we don't go, or at least bounce up for a big B, then unfortunately, most likely, probability-wise, we're in a 5-wave move. It started from here. This was a diagonal. And what starts with 5 ends with 5. Because there's no way that we can call this anything but an X. And a Y wave should not take out the 1.382. And a C wave, to call this ABC, a 3-wave move, should not take out the 2.236. It's just the way it is. Okay. Could there be a count that I'm not seeing? There could be. Let's take a look at ETH. Same scenario in ETH. W, X, Y. If this is going to be a 3-wave move, and it's going to be a C, we're going to have to hold 1693. I will allow a drop down to the 1540 level, where these fib levels are lining up. I will allow that wick through. But any deeper, and we can't call this a 333 anymore. We just can't. And we can't call it a 335. Because this didn't come up high enough for a B. Okay, unfortunately. that sums it up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.